I expected to see some chanting, some kind of ceremony. And what I saw was David. He sat on the ground. He took off his old work boots. He unlaced them and put them outside the circle. He stepped into the circle with his naked feet on the ground. He closed his eyes. He honored all of his ancestors. And then he closed his eyes with his hands in a prayer mudra over his heart just for a few seconds. He opened his eyes and he looked and he said, I'm hungry. You want to get a bite to eat? And I said, well, yes. I said, but I thought you were going to pray for rain. And he looked at me, and what he said has stayed with me so powerfully for so long, and it's helped so many people when they think about how this prayer works. He looked at me and said, no. He said, if I prayed for rain, rain could never happen. He said, because the moment I pray for rain, I have just told the universe that rain does not exist here. The moment I pray for it to happen, I'm acknowledging that it's not here now. And I said, well, if you didn't pray for rain just now, I said, when you close your eyes, what did you just do? And he said, when I closed my eyes, he said, I felt the feeling of what it feels like when it rains. And then I give thanks of gratitude and appreciation for the rain that has already happened. By the time I got back onto my land, something began to happen that we hadn't seen in a long time. It rained. And it rained and rained and rained. It rained all that night. It rained the next morning. It rained the next afternoon. It rained and rained. It rained so much the ground was so dry it couldn't absorb the rain, and everything began to flood. Fields were flooded, cattle were stranded, roads were washed out. I called my friend on the phone and I said, David, man, this is a mess. I said, what is happening? And he was quiet just for a moment. And he said, Greg, that's the part of the prayer our ancestors could never figure out. He said they could tell it to rain, but they couldn't tell it how much to rain.